This is Chris Kelly with the Peak Fitness Newsletter Special Feature. Now this feature goes out to one of my clients who, despite a terrible knee injury walking her dog, is still working out and looking for things to do for her upper body. So what I'm going to do in this video is just give you a couple upper body alternative conditioning protocols that you can utilize without using the legs. Now in her case, she's in a brace with her leg here, so like literally she cannot bend her leg, so really anything involving flexion of the knees or anything of hinging the hip is out of the question. With that said, we're going to really focus this video on upper body conditioning. Now, when we're talking about upper body conditioning, the idea is to work at opposing muscles of the body. So what we want to include in our circuit is a pushing motion, immediately followed by a pulling motion, kind of fatigue each side of the body, and then finish that off with a rapid ballistic motion, as I will demonstrate. So that's kind of the criteria that I'm looking for here. So choose a pushing motion of the exercise that I'm going to show you, a pulling motion, and then kind of burn it out with a quick motion in the end here. So for our pushing exercise, we have a couple alternatives. So we're going to start out with kind of horizontal pushing, which would be this way. It's very difficult for her to get down to the floor, so what we're going to do is line up here on a bench. And you know, the beauty of this is we can still do several things. You know, while you can still do a traditional push-up, for someone that maybe isn't, you know, up to that, what we can do is just different patterns. Like a shoulder tap is a great exercise, just moving as quickly as you can. A planked push-up, where you're coming onto all fours, coming up and down from a push-up position, and then various crawling patterns where you're walking forward and back, in and out, or a combination. You're coming in and out. This is also a great activity for the core. Main thing, keep the torso down, keeping the back flat. The other option we're looking at is with a medicine ball. Okay, and this would fall into the category of more like an up and down vertical type pushing motion. So with this we can do things like curls to press, medicine ball slams, and even things where we're just setting up here to wall and tossing the ball. You know, anywhere from doing this interval from anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, it's really going to get the heart rate up and kind of fatigue the pushing muscles of the body. Now for pulling, what we're going to start out with is utilizing just a simple stretch band here. So a couple different alternatives with this. I'm just going to loop this around my hand, stick my chest out, and while we usually use this pull-back motion for warm-up, we can really make any motion ballistic by just pulling back here. Over a period of 30 seconds, this gets very exerting. And the beauty of this is we can do this pulling back motion from different angles, or we can create some tension here in the band and move up and down. You know, kind of get crazy with it. But the idea is, over a period of 30 seconds, we're kind of fatiguing the back muscles of the body, kind of setting us up for the last interval. All right. Now, the other alternative for pulling, that was more of kind of a horizontal up and down motion. We can also loop the bands around maybe the leg of a table or a door and do things like pullbacks, flies, skiers, or alternating up and down motions with the arms. Really anything that involves a pulling back motion or pulling up in this direction. Alright, so for our final exercise, what I'm going to ask you to do, I've got two 2-pound weights here. So this is just, you know, a pair of soup cans maybe, small weights, whatever it may be. Okay, just things that you can hold that are weighted. Alright, I'm going to kind of stick my butt out a little bit, try to get into a half squat stance here, and just make a running motion, just a ballistic motion, moving my arms as quickly as I can. So we're going extension, flexion, we're working both pushing and pulling with this. Another option would be punches, or even things, you know, different motions of the body together. Really, the idea would be simply to move as quickly as possible, really with those two motions. So we've got a push, a pull, and then a ballistic motion up and down. Okay, what we're going to do is set our clock for 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds actually. Perform that, you know, 2 to 3 times. And what I would do is perform that intermittently throughout the day. Because the upper body can take a little bit more volume, you can perform that probably before work, and then maybe when you get home, or at various times throughout the day. You can break these intervals up to really help to you know, build fatigue in the upper body, kind of burn some calories, and require more full recovery. Kind of a great way to condition the body without involving the legs. And that is your Peak Fitness Special Feature.